Hello, my name's Amy and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm an indie author with 8 published books, a few sundries, and number 9, Cybernation, is on the way later this year. I wanted to make a video that's in response to a lot of other videos I've seen that are really prevalent on authortube at the moment, and also something that I think is cropping up a lot in the wider indie author community especially. Now, if you've spent any time on authortube recently, you will have seen all the vlogs that are something like, I try to write 10,000 words in a day. There are lots of them out there at the moment. Now, I feel like I have to issue a bit of a disclaimer here. First of all, I do really like these videos. It's great seeing other writers taking on these challenges, whether they succeed or fail. Seeing other writers going for these big goals can be really motivating, and to be honest, I just love writing vlogs. They're a lot of fun to watch. So I don't have anything against these videos. I keep watching them, I will continue to, and I enjoy lots of the creators who are making them. I do slightly feel though that if you are a new author coming into this community, these videos are giving an impression of how you need to write, which just isn't true, and is probably, if you're a new writer, a little bit scary. So that is why I consider this video a bit of a pep talk for new and slow writers. If you can comfortably write 10,000 words in a day and that's part of your writing process, that's absolutely great. Carry on doing it. Do whatever works for you. But this video is not really for you. It's for the people who see these 10,000 word targets that a lot of writers are going for and just feel utterly deflated and wonder how they can ever achieve that for themselves. Well, the truth is, you don't need to. So first of all, a little bit of background about my own writing process. I have been writing with the intent of publishing since I was 16, which is 16 years ago if you want to work out how old I am. I started self-publishing in 2014, I think, and as I said before, I've published 8 books in that time. I've written countless others. I really have no idea how many at this point. Most of them will never see the light of day. But through all of that time I have been writing, one thing has remained pretty consistent, and that is my writing speed. I would consider a good writing day about 1,000 words. I often aim for anywhere between 800 and 1,200, and I'm quite happy with that for a day's progress. A really good writing day would be more like 1,500 to 2,000 words. An exceptional day would be 3,000 words. Those don't come along very often. As for these really giant word counts, well, I have never written 10,000 words in a day, and I don't think I ever will. The closest I've come is something over 8,000 words, which I wrote the first year I did NaNoWriMo. During that year, I was a student. The day that I wrote 8,000 words, I had absolutely nothing else to do. And apart from doing my university course, I really didn't have any other responsibilities. These days, things are very different. I have a business that I run with my partner. I have a toddler. Lots of other things going on that mean it's very unlikely I'm ever going to do one of those big writing days again. They are just not on the schedule for me at all in the foreseeable future, but that is okay. The one big writing challenge I have done was in 2016, where I decided I was going to write 1,000 words every single day of the year. And I did actually accomplish it. Well, I didn't actually write 1,000 words every single day, but I averaged 1,000 words every day. By the time I finished NaNoWriMo that year, I'd written something like 350,000 words over the course of the year. I then decided to stop and didn't write as much in December because I felt that I'd really proved to myself that I could do it. I could average 1,000 words a day, every day, for an entire year. But I think that really elucidates my writing process. I much prefer to write a little and often. Now, during the course of a day, that's often writing for 20 minutes at a time. That's about what I can fit in before I have to go and do something else. But I also prefer to aim for a relatively small daily target, like 1,000 words, and I'll be very happy with that. The trick, of course, is to do that every day, and I think that's what these really big sprints sometimes miss. If you are writing 10,000 words in a day, that's great, but very few writers can do that consistently day after day after day. Even Chris Fox, who is a prolific author and an authortuber, has a video where he tried to do this consistently, and he talked about how incredibly difficult it was. Writing huge word counts every day is just not feasible for most authors, not in the long term. But like I said before, I am very happy to write slowly and steadily. It suits my writing style, it fits in with the rest of my life, and it's how I've worked for a very long time. I don't see this changing anytime soon. And this is the message really from this video, that these really big challenges of 10,000 words a day look amazing. They're very impressive. They make great titles for videos on YouTube. But if it's not something you feel you can do, you do not have to. You can still write and produce books slowly and steadily, and it will have the same eventual effect. A finished book. Now, there is one caveat here. If you have spent any time in the indie author community recently, you will know that fast productivity is what is really getting results for a lot of people right now. This is a pressure that I've definitely felt myself. Listening to the big productivity and writing podcasts, there are authors out there publishing a full-length book every single month. There are even authors who are not full-time who are also publishing a book a month. And that frankly astounds me. That is so far outside what I could achieve, even if I had every spare hour of the day to write. It's just never going to happen. I would burn out so fast. But I think there is perhaps a perception that this is the only way to succeed in indie publishing at the moment. Would I like to publish more books and sell more books? Absolutely yes. Am I capable of doing that by writing a book every single month and hitting huge word counts every day? No. That is just something that I've had to accept and I'm going to have to live with. It's just never going to be a reality for me. And maybe, depending on your circumstances, it isn't going to be for you either. So this is what I really want to say to new and struggling authors. You do not have to write 10,000 words a day any day of your life and you can still be a successful writer. The trick to finding your rhythm as a writer is to try lots of different things and see what works for you. Maybe it will be doing one huge writing day a week, or maybe you'll be like me and you'll find a little and often works much better. Just don't let yourself be pressured either by these big flashy videos or by the general feeling in the indie author community regarding productivity at the moment, that this is something you have to do. Try lots of different writing schedules. Write fast, write slow, fast draft or edit as you go. It really doesn't matter. The thing about writing is that it's very difficult for any other writer to tell you what to do. You really just have to try it and see what happens. And that goes for every aspect of the writing process. Even the very best and most prolific writers might be doing something that simply will not work for you. Yes, you might want to try it and find out, but ultimately you have got to choose your own path and work out how you work best. That ultimately will leave you much more productive and feeling much more fulfilled than doing huge challenges that you consistently fail at and just leave you feeling awful. So there is my pep talk for today. You do not have to write fast. You certainly don't have to write 10,000 words a day. So if you are a slow writer and you've been getting a bit demoralised by the massive word counts that some authortubers seem to be doing at the moment, take heart. You do not have to follow suit. The important thing is just that you keep writing and keep enjoying yourself. I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. Sometimes a message I need to hear as well, because no matter how long you've been doing this, sometimes the grass does seem greener on the other side until you try it and realise that it's really not. So keep writing everyone, and I'll see you next time.